views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Get ready to experience the truth. Welcome to Truth Talk Radio with your host, Deb Acker. Truth Talk Radio is a hit show that will illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. Unleash your intuitive nature while Deb helps you stop looking outside yourself for value and happiness, break through patterns, and move into your authentic truth at lightning speed. Truth Talk Radio will leave you feeling lighter, help you live with more presence, passion, and clarity, and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Now here's your host, Deb Acker.
Hello, everyone. I'm Deb Acker, and you are listening to Truth Talk on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with me for the next hour as I help you experience the truth, nothing but the truth. Each week on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll have some of the most gifted, inspiring, and unique souls, speakers, and authors helping to move you into more light, love, and, of course, truth. And before we get started, I'd like to start out today's show with an intention. And my intention for today's show is that everyone that needs to hear this conversation hears it, and that you leave feeling expansive, inspired, lit up, and ready to open to the messages that are coming in. So with that, I want to introduce today's guest, Katie Campbell. Katie is a life coach, Reiki master, yoga teacher, and medium. She's the creator of the e-course How to Manifest Anything, and she is the host of the weekly vlog where she discusses the latest hot topics in wellness and spirituality and shares her tips for living life in the light. And in connecting with Katie, I found out we have two passions in common, abundance and angels. So with that, I'm so excited to talk to her about these today. And with that, I'd like to welcome her to the show. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm super happy. And I love your intention for the show to be open to the messages that are coming in. That's so perfect. And I'm so glad that you said that, because that's my intention for the show as well. So
awesome.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like tuning in. I'm like, okay, what do I want? We're talking about angels. I'm like, so let's talk about messages. So tell us about your journey. How did you get on this journey to really helping people?
Well, I don't know that I ever wasn't on it really, in the sense of being, doing it professionally. I've been doing this my entire adult life, basically. So before I was old enough to drink legally, I knew I was going to pursue teaching yoga and opening a studio. And then that led to Reiki, and then deciding to do readings professionally, because I'd always I'd done that since as long as I can remember. So it just kind of unfolded naturally, piece by piece, a little at a time. But I think I've always been, looking for, how can I help people? How can I lift somebody up? So, yeah.
Cool. Well, and so let me ask you, because the title of the show obviously is Abundance and Angels, and I know you do coaching work and you do Reiki and mediumship. And so how did you start to, first of all, actually, for people that are not familiar, let's talk about angels first.
Sure.
So for people who are not familiar with angels, what are they?
So angels are spiritual beings, celestial beings that are here for the primary purpose of helping us have the best possible life experience in this form, in our physical human form, in our time here on earth. So we all have personal guardian angels that work only with us. They don't work with anyone else. They're there just for us, and they're there to help us heal. And today we're talking about abundance. So sometimes that's healing financially, physically, and just to really enjoy your time here the most. I don't want to say life is short and sound grim. That's not it. But it is short in the grand scheme of things, and so rich with experience. So our angels are really here to remind us of our own divinity, to help us stay connected to that, and to help us, remember that we have the power to attract abundance, to heal our lives, to experience joy and well-being at all times. So.
Well, and let me ask you, because I love my guides and angels. I talk to them, I connect with them all the time. But for someone who maybe is a little bit skeptical, what advice do you have for them? What recommendations? What guidance do you have for them, sort of in starting to open to that?
Well, so I think you kind of have to look for your own angels' proof of existence on your own. So my advice is to test it, prove me wrong, go ahead, ask for a sign, ask for your angels to leave a physical sign for you that is obvious, that you cannot mistake, to show you that they're there, and they'll be more than happy to. But if you approach it from a place of, oh, there's just absolutely no way I'm going to see that sign, well, then you never will, even if it's right in front of you. Even if you recognize it for a sign from your angels, your ego will tell you to blow it off and brush it aside and not see it for what it is. So you have to be, just like your intention for the show today, you have to be open to the messages that are coming in. You have to be open to the possibility that you will see that sign, and sort of expect it, and you'll see it. You'll for sure see it. So it could be something like a massive billboard, a literal sign on the side of the highway that says something about angels or being guided or, whatever. Or it could be something more subtle. Maybe you just start to see images of angels printed on everything, in a statue, in a book, and but in unexpected places too. So, it won't be the obvious thing. If you can't walk into a bookstore and go down the angel aisle if there was one, and then say, oh, look, here's a whole row of signs. That's not how it works. But you'll know them when you see them. You'll know. So you have to trust that knowing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about, for me, it's definitely, anytime someone asks me about connecting with them, I'm like, just ask them to show you a very clear, very specific sign, and then pay attention, just exactly what you're talking about. So when is the first time, the first memory you have of the first angel message that you received?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think always. So I was blessed. Now I see it as a blessing. Then I didn't. I was raised in a Catholic family, and I went to Catholic school. So saints and angels was something that we talked about regularly in school. And when I was afraid of the dark, my parents would tell me, well, ask God to protect you, pray, ask your guardian angels, ask God to send you angels to protect you. So I had, sort of like a very logical, kind of factual knowing that there were angels, but I didn't really have the experience of angels really until I got really deep into the work of yoga and Reiki, and intentionally seeking out my angels, and not from a place of I'm afraid of the dark and there's fear, but from a place of wanting to heal my own life and help others to heal theirs as well. But I mean, my experiences have just been countless. I guess I wouldn't even know what the very first time was, because it's always been there, but they've been more obvious and more potent or rich, powerful experiences in the last decade than they were early on, because early on, in childhood, I wasn't ready maybe for it in the way that I am now. Yeah.
Do you have one cool time when you heard a message or something from an angel that you really needed to hear that was oh my God, that's so cool. It kind of was undeniable?
So, I have two things that happened this past 6 months. Well, no, more than that since the snow. So I'll tell you about those in just a minute. But just today, I had a little divine intervention angel message, and I posted a picture of it on all of my social media. So if anybody follows up with me, you can see it there. But I had, for the last several weeks, been asking for angelic intervention and basically asking for help to kick my caffeine habit, because I was just staying up late on, hyped up on caffeine, and then not sleeping well at night and waking up too early because I have 3 kids who need my attention very early in the morning, and then just coffee all day long. So I wanted to kick my habit, but I wasn't really willing to make the change on my own. And today I have this bag of coffee that's almost completely empty. And this whole time I'm drinking it, just going like, God, this is not working. This isn't waking me up. I need more. And I read the bag and it says decaf. And I'm going, thank you, angels. I know that this was you, that you've proven to me that I don't need this like I thought I did. I've been making it for how many weeks on this bag of decaf coffee, thinking that I was relying on caffeine when I wasn't, before I really was with this last couple of weeks, so now I know I don't need it anymore. So there was a transformation and a healing occurred just even today. And coffee's not bad, guys. I'm not knocking coffee. Have your coffee, but use it as a tool, not a crutch like I was. I was doing too much. So, I mean, just that. But then, yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we're going to, so we are going to take a quick break because I want to hear if you got another story. I want to hear that when we come back. But you are listening to Truth Talk. I'm your host, Deb Acker. When we come back, we're going to explore more with Katie and Angels in Abundance. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Hi, I'm Tim Darter.
And I'm Steve Kramer.
Join us on Spirit Fire Radio. Discover how to add the mechanics of meditation to your day.
And watch yourself connect in a whole new way. Find the amazing moments in life's routines that often pass us by. Add to your awareness with Spirit Fire Radio.
Tune in each Wednesday at 9 a.m. for your weekly guide to practical mindfulness. And to learn more, visit www.spiritfireradio.com.
1230 WBLQ.
We're back on Truth Talk. I am your host, Deb Acker. My guest today is Katie Campbell, and we are talking about angels and abundance. Before we continue, Katie, can you give everyone your contact info and tell us about the guide that you put together for our listeners for Truth Talk?
Yes. So you can connect with me most easily on my website, which is IamKatie, Katie, Campbell.com. So IamKatieCampbell.com. And if you go to IamKatieCampbell.com /angels and abundance, I've put together a guide just for listeners of this show that is my steps for meeting and working with your personal angels to help you receive the abundance and blessings that you've been praying for. And this includes affirmations, meditations, more, all sorts of good stuff for you, including a tutorial on how to hear your angels as well. So you can get that at IamKatieCampbell.com /angels and abundance.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. So before we left the show, you were talking about a couple of ways that you receive messages, like really strong messages from your angels. So I'd love to hear more details about those.
Well, I had a couple experiences this past year that were more divine protection than anything, but to me, it was definitely proof that my angels were here and protecting me and my family and watching over us even when we aren't expecting them to be, or, not aware that they are. They're always there. They're never not there. But so I had an experience in this last winter where I let my tires kind of get not in the best shape. It was time to get new tires, and we had a particularly icy day, but the kids still needed to get driven to school. I had a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, and an 18-month-old. And this was last winter, so it was a year. So I turned through an intersection, and the car wouldn't stop. And it started to slide right into this massive truck that was plowing towards me. Brakes weren't working, there wasn't anything you could do because I was just sliding on this ice. So I couldn't steer the car in a certain way. I couldn't brake. I couldn't do anything. And this truck is coming right at me. I get to where I'm for sure going to hit the truck. I get within inches of it. I mean, I don't know how I didn't hit it other than it must have been angels, because the car was moving to the left, my vehicle, to the left towards this truck, just about hit the side of it, and immediately went directly horizontally to the right. I don't mean it turned or the nose of the car went forward and steered off. I mean, it went, sideways to the right, off into a parking lot, and just came to a stop on its own, as if I was pushed to the side. It kind of reminded me of that scene in Twilight. We've all seen that, where Edward stops the truck from hitting Bella. You guys are watching this, right? Or maybe that's too young. Anyways, I swear it was just like that. And I just knew. And so what I'm leaving out is, as that was happening, and I knew I had lost control of the car and I was going to hit this truck, I yelled out loud, "Angels!" and then slided to the side, because I knew I didn't have time to say a prayer. I don't have time to call on help. I just need your help. So if you ask, they're going to help you. And if you don't ask, they're probably still going to help you, because your higher self is asking. And then this past summer, I had another experience where all three of the kids were on our swing set in the backyard. And, of course, the 3 swings on the playground the set, are held up by this massive beam. We've been in this house for 7 years. We've been using this swing set all along. We've never had any problems with it. And all of a sudden, all 3 kids, the baby in the baby swing and the other 2 on the other 2 swings, were all there. My husband was out there as well. And this massive beam falls to the ground with all 3 kids. By the time I hear what has happened and ran outside, there wasn't anything I could do, but somehow that beam missed all 3 kids. But where the baby swing was laying on the ground and the beam was, I can't understand how the beam didn't fall on at least the baby, other than that's your angels. It just has to be. And so, yeah, that's scary. And, it's like, then you ask yourself, well, why did that have to happen in the first place? Couldn't they have stopped that from happening? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I know that I believe that they were saved by angelic intervention. And because I'm constantly in prayer about keep my babies safe, right? As moms are. So, I mean, to me, it's undeniable. I know they're there. Nobody could convince me otherwise at this point. When you have experiences like that, it's real for you, and it never won't be,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's like, it's powerful, right? When you were talking about the car accidents, like I was getting chills all over my body, and chills for me are always a sign of like soul truth and just that angel connection. And so speaking of sort of being able to feel that, right, and feel like, okay, that was angel intervention, how do you connect with them? How do you really, you hear them, and how do you really tune into them so that you can follow their guidance and open to it?
Yeah. So for me, it's at this point, it's many things, right? So it could be seeing physical signs like we talked about earlier. Maybe there's a billboard that says something I need to hear, or a book falls off a shelf in the bookstore, or somebody emails me a message and I know that's something angelic in there for me, right? Or sometimes it's just a feeling. It's just an intuitive knowing. Sometimes I will actually audibly hear messages, and oftentimes for me, it's accompanied by music. So the other night I was laying in bed and kind of contemplating my life's purpose and my work and what I want to do next. And I started to hear this voice singing to me, the answers. And even though I couldn't quite decipher all of the words in that moment, I knew what to do. By the time I slept all night and woke up the next morning, I knew. So the message came kind of as I was falling asleep and in my sleep, which, by the way, is when a lot of us will get angelic guidance and messages easier, because we're in the right kind of frequency. We're in those good delta brain waves where it's easier for us to receive those messages. And we're out of our head. We're out of our ego. So there's nothing blocking us from receiving them when we're sleeping. So before you go to bed, it's a good time to invite your angels in to give you some divine guidance. So always, whether it's just a feeling that you get, or you hear something intuitively, a thought enters your mind, or you actually hear something outside of your body, or you see a sign, or you have a sort of psychic vision of something. It's different for everybody. And for me, it's all of those different ways. But for some people, you'll have one of, either visually is stronger than hearing, or hearing is stronger than feeling, or maybe you just have a knowing. Most people have one of those that is very easy for them to access. So just kind of notice, what kind of a learner are you? Are you a visual learner? Do you prefer to hear? Do you prefer to read? Do you want somebody to, walk you through it step by step? Like, would you rather have a human connection that would kind of lead to the feeling aspect? So you can kind of, whatever way you learn best is sometimes a key to which of your psychic senses are going to be easiest for you to use to receive your divine guidance from your angels.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is like, for me, I've always had gut feelings and gut knowings. And so that, like, just noticing for anyone that's out there that's wanting to tune into this, it's like basically like the way that I always describe my angels is like, I've got this whole other support team that just wants to help me to live like the most amazing, expansive, best life that I can live. Right. Years ago, I had, or like within the last year, my guides asked me a centering question of like, how big do you want your life? And the implication for, which was really, really cool. I was like, oh, cool. Like that's a possibility. Like it opened me to something that was like beyond something that I had really even considered or thought of. And the message behind that was, you know, however big you want your life, we will guide you there. You know, it's like moving into that trust and moving into that space of like, okay, I'm going to open and I'm going to allow them to guide me, and I'm going to keep asking for help and keep following the steps that I feel, that they're giving me and that I feel I am completely aligned with. So that was super, super cool. And it's just such a fun way to kind of play with them and use them in a really practical way. So we're going to take another break here. You are listening to Truth Talk. I'm your host, Deb Acker. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the practical implications of talking to our guides and how we can connect with them for abundance. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
we're back on Truth Talk. And for those just tuning in, I'm here talking with Katie Campbell about angels and abundance. And we've been talking a lot about angels, and I want to kind of shift right into angels and manifesting in abundance. So how can our angels help us to manifest our dreams, manifest more abundance in our life?
So, kind of like I mentioned before, that's really what they're here for. And it's not just about the money, it's manifesting the best possible life experience. So that might mean good health. That might mean better relationships. That certainly also means financial abundance. We're here to experience the full richness, variety that life has to offer here, and we can have whatever we want. So, there's no limits to what's possible for us, and our angels will help us to get whatever we want as long as it's in our best and highest good. So, whether that's physical, mental, emotional well-being or financial well-being, that's what they're here for. So, it's just a matter of asking them to help you and being open and willing to receive their guidance and allow yourself to be led. Yeah.
Well, and just in general, how can we open to more abundance in our life? What tips and tools do you have for people wanting to create more abundance?
Well, so funny you ask. I pulled a card for us at the beginning, before we went on air, just to kind of see. And by card, I guess I'll say, I use angel oracle cards. I'm happen to be using a deck by Doreen Virtue right now. She's kind of my favorite, but basically they're, your listeners are probably familiar, but in case anybody's not, they're cards with images and words that help you receive specific messages from your angels. So you can kind of Google angel oracle cards and find a deck that you love. But that's a really good way to start getting messages from your angels. That's easy for anybody. That's a good, easy one for everyone. All right. So I pulled a card for us at the beginning, and it was giving and receiving. And the key to abundance of any kind, right? But specific, we're talking financial abundance here, is to be willing to receive for so many of us. And, it's like, well, of course, I'm not only willing to receive, I'm begging to receive. But sometimes in that, wishing and hoping and praying for the more money, we are holding on too tightly to what we have. So you're out of balance with giving, spending money, or maybe you're afraid to look at your bills, or maybe you're buying all the super El Cheapo versions of things, right? Maybe you're holding on to old clothes because you're believing you don't have enough money to buy more. All of those beliefs around giving away your money and having to hold onto it tightly are preventing you, blocking you from receiving more. So one of the first steps to receiving abundance is, first, you have to know that you want it. You have to get really clear on, this is what I want. And then you need to kind of clear out some physical space to let more in. So get rid of the stack of bills that you're not looking at. Get rid of the cheap crap that you're keeping around, the junk that you don't really need anymore, that you're only in clothes, etc., that you're only hanging on to because you don't believe you can have more or better. Get rid of all of that. And then clear some mental space as well. So you have to start cleaning out the thoughts of lack, the thoughts that there isn't enough, that you can't receive for some reason, that you don't know how to make more money, that it doesn't happen for you. You have to clear that mental space. A good way to do that is through meditation, but because it puts you into the space of witnessing your thoughts without believing them, because not everything you think is true, right? But also journaling, write it out, take a look. What do you believe to be true about your current financial situation? Sometimes getting those thoughts out on paper where you can actually, look at them and say, oh, that's how I think about that, and kind of write out, like, what's the truth of this? How do I really feel? What's coming up for me right now? Just do a brain dump, clear that mental space out. Then you can start to work on your receiving. So inviting new clothes, new things, more money into your life. And you can start to use tools like affirmation, visualization, prayer, asking your angels to guide you to the next step that will help you receive abundance or call in more money. So.
No, that's very cool. So, you mentioned those are really, really great, tips and tools. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that at all that there's like any sort of secret to manifesting, any secret to really creating strong abundance in our life?
The real secret, is, but you have to believe it. You have to really, truly, deep in your heart of hearts, and also right out wide in the open, believe it, that it can be yours. Not that it can be, that it's possible, but that it is already, that the whole universe is supporting you, that you have a team of divine helpers assisting you, and that nothing is being withheld from you. And in fact, everything is being given to you. If you can truly believe and almost know it as a fact, which is to me a step beyond belief, right? If you can know that financial abundance is yours, then it's yours. But to get to that place of knowing, there's the steps of clearing out all the mental clutter that says that that's not true, right? So you have to work through those limiting beliefs, those ego beliefs. And when you clear all that out and you can know for certain that abundance is yours, then it's yours. It becomes yours. It's not just a thought or a feeling anymore, but you'll see it in your physical reality. So that's, there's so much to getting to that, but that's really the essence of it, is knowing and feeling. So the universal language is emotions. And if you can start to feel abundant, you will experience abundance. That's really it. I know that sounds so simple, but that really is the core of it, the core of law of attraction and manifesting.
Well, and I know you do like different kinds of readings and and things with angels. And so I'll ask you a question since, I'll just ask you a question. So sure. In terms of you're talking about angels and we're talking about creating abundance. What comes in, just out of curiosity, what comes in for you around in terms of my life and just in terms of creating more abundance in my life?
Okay. So I'll do a couple things. I'll pull a card for you because I think that's really fun, but then I'll just kind of intuitively listen in here and see what I get for that as well. So right away, before I even have a card for you, I can feel that there's a move or a transition of some kind. And I don't know if that means you are literally moving physically your home, your office, or if you're in the middle of a transition or you're considering a change of some kind that hasn't happened yet. But what's coming up is that energy around change, and a big change, something that, you wouldn't be taking lightly. So either it hasn't happened yet because you're uncertain and having fear about it, or you're currently in the middle of it. And so speak to me about that, and then I'll tell you the card that I pulled. I'm going to be moving to California, and hopefully that'll be happening in May of next year. So okay. That's spot on. Perfect. So the card that I pulled was family. So I don't know if your move has anything to do with being closer to family or to start a family or be close, whatever. But family is the card that I pulled, and it says, I pray for my family and give the situation over to God for answer, support, and healing. But to me, this also speaks to, in that move, which, because, you told me where you live. Now I know that's a big move for you, right? Yeah. But this also speaks to me about not just your family, but your network, your clients, the people that you communicate with regularly, the people who are a part of your team and a part of your life. So not just your physical blood relative family, but the people that you have emotionally and in your heart designated as your family, the people who you feel connected to on a soul level. And part of this move this change, really, you're worried about what will happen with that. So that your angels are saying, then give that over to God. So with that, all the fear that comes up around the change and the family, the real family and the soul family, both, right? That it's not that it's directly blocking you from abundance, because here's the thing. I know you asked about abundance, but your angels will always tell you what you need to hear right now, no matter what question you're actually asking. But it's also all connected, right? So, if you are having, not you, all of us, but, everyone who's listening, right? Because I think that if you're hearing a message and it resonates with you, even if it's for somebody else, it's really for you. So if you're feeling this like, oh, this sounds like me, well, it's for you. So, where was I going with this? Let me tune back in. So, if you're having like a relationship issue, doesn't matter with who, right? A relationship issue, then that can translate into a health problem. And that health problem means, now your career is suffering, which means now your money is suffering, which means, all areas of your life will start to heal when you just pick one to focus on. And for this, it's family. What this also speaks to, though, directly in terms of abundance, is looking to the mindset that your family has given to you around finances. So looking at what mom and dad believed about money, looking at what your peers currently are believing about money, what they're speaking to you about your money and your career and your life. Does dad have a belief that, quote unquote, money doesn't grow on trees, or mom had to save every penny, or you have to work really, really hard if you want to receive? None of those things are true, by the way. So it's looking to what beliefs, we talked about overcoming limiting beliefs before. This is speaking to what limiting beliefs do you have based on what your family kind of, I don't want to say implanted in you, but because they're not doing it on purpose, right? It's what they believe. So what? From love. Yes. Well, sometimes. Yeah. So just looking at what beliefs you have, that came from mom, dad, and family that could be affecting you receiving now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would say definitely and I've worked through a lot of it, but I would say definitely there was strong, my mother would always say, we have no money. So that was something that was literally permeating our household. And, my dad's always been very cautious about how he spends his money. So, so between the two of those, obviously there's all that shifting and clearing. So that is definitely very spot on. And I think it's important too, what you're talking about with, sometimes I'll pull cards, or there's actually for the listeners, there's lots of really cool apps. Dream Virtue has a ton of really cool apps that you can go and you can get a deck of cards on your phone, and you can just pull a card on your phone, which is super fun. Because many times for me, I'll ask intuitively, should I go left on the deck, go right? And I just get a really spot on card. But it's what you're talking about with whatever card we pull is exactly the exact right card. It's the exact card that we're meant to pull. So
always, that's law of attraction too, by the way.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to take our final break here. But before we take our final break, can you give the listeners your contact information one more time?
Yes, it's iamkatiecampbell.com. That's IamKatie Campbell.com. And if you go to my website, iamkatiecampbell.com/angels in abundance, you get that guide for meeting and working with your angels to call in abundance. So that's everything from how to hear your angels to how to use law of attraction and more.
Awesome. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, I'm going to share my tidbits of truth, and we'll finish with a vibration activation on abundance. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune into Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Top 30 WPLQ.
Hello and welcome back to Truth Talk. I'm your host, Deb Acker. So in today's final segment, I want to share my tidbits of truth on just some pieces with guides and angels and finish with an abundance vibration activation. And so I know for a lot of people, we touched on this a little bit in the show, but I know for a lot of people, guides and angels may seem a little bit out there, may seem a little woo-woo. But I just want to plant the seed that if you knew that you were being guided and that you could apply that in a practical way in your everyday life so that it was helping you to achieve your biggest and best life, would you choose that, right? Would you open to the experience of being guided and the experience of connecting with your angels, connecting with your guides? One of the most memorable stories for me around connecting with my angels started when as I was transitioning, or as I was beginning to transition out of the corporate world. And I asked my guides and angels, well, first of all, I asked them if the job that I was in, if that was a job that I should stay in. And my guides and angels' response to me was, the first day I got back from a vacation, was that I was completely locked out of, it was one of many signs, but the sign that I remember was I was completely locked out of my computer for like a day and a half, where, long story short, basically I couldn't get on my computer. I couldn't do any work for a day and a half. And I was like, okay, message received. And then the next step from there was, what's my next step, right? What is the next thing that you guys want to show me what's the next step that I should be taking. And then within, I don't know if it was a few days later, a few weeks later, within a few weeks, I was sitting in a class, and many of you guys know Jennifer McLean from Healing with the Masters, but she basically was coaching someone on stage. She basically opened up the floor for people to add input, and totally unconsciously, I started coaching the person on the stage. And Jennifer came up to me after our break and asked me to coach for the program that I was taking. And to me, that was a very clear, specific sign of what my next step was. And so I definitely encourage you, no matter, if you have any hesitations and everything, just to start playing with it, just to start opening, just to start asking for help, asking to receive very clear, specific signs, and then opening to what wants to come in. And so I want to finish today by clearing a few of the blocks that come up around angels and being open to our angels, and also clearing a couple of the abundance blocks that come up. So with that, for those of you guys who are new, I'm going to have you close your eyes, and we're going to bring light into the body, and I will walk you through this step by step. So no worries there. And then I'll have you expand that light out 5 feet, 10 feet, all the way out to the entire universe. And then from there, I might say something like, everywhere you don't believe in angels and you want to see that coming out of your body, and just, in this, I'll give you a positive alternative, like breathing in light, breathing in possibility. And you can also choose a positive alternative that resonates for you if those don't. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and have you close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath, just breathing in through your nose and filling your belly and the sides of the body, the chest and the legs with air. And just exhaling out nice and slow. And if you are driving, do not close your eyes. But for everybody else, just go ahead and connect to the light. Just, we naturally do this when we pray, to see, sense, or feel that light. And just allowing this liquid light to come down in past your eyes, down past your nose and your ears, down past your mouth and into your throat, allowing liquid light to cover across your shoulders, down past your heart, down into your hips and legs, and out through your feet, and just connecting into the center of the earth that feels like mother's love. It's all ooey and gooey and warm and nurturing. And just allowing this liquid light to come back up through your feet, good, and up through your legs, up through your torso, and up through your face. And again, one more time, just liquid light coming down in through your face, across your shoulders, down your back, down your arms, down your hips, down your legs, and out through your feet, and back up through your feet, up through your legs, up through your torso, and up through your face. And just expanding that light from above and below. And go ahead and expand that light into the room that you're in. And just open, expanding, and breathing, seeing that light covering the entire building. And just open, expanding, and breathing, and allowing that light to cover the entire city that you're in. So just open, expanding, and breathing, and open, expanding, and breathing, and allowing that light to cover the entire state or country you're in, wherever you are. Just allowing that light to get really, really big, and expanding out past the entire continent that you are on. So just getting really super, super big, and just open, expanding, and breathing, and just open, expanding, and breathing, and out past the entire world. Just super, super, super big. Just open, expanding, and breathing, and open, expanding, and breathing, and out past the entire universe, past all the planets. Just open, expanding, and breathing, and open, expanding, and breathing. And everywhere you don't believe in angels, just exhaling that out of your body, and just breathing in possibility, breathing in openness, breathing in possibility, breathing in openness. And everywhere you're not able to connect with your angels, again, just exhaling that out and breathing in what's possible, right? Breathing in that possibility, breathing in openness, breathing in possibility, and breathing in openness. And everywhere you have a story around money that's not working for you, just exhaling that out of your body and just breathing in abundance. And again, exhaling that out of your body and just breathing in abundance. And everywhere that you're blocking yourself from receiving in some way, just exhaling that out and breathing in that receiving, breathing in that abundance, breathing in receiving, breathing in abundance. And everywhere in some way you're scared or you're not good at letting go of your stuff, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, just exhaling that out and just breathe in, letting go, breathing in truth, breathing in abundance. And again, breathing in, letting go, breathing in truth, breathing in abundance, and breathing in, letting go, breathing in truth, breathing in abundance. And everywhere in some way you're functioning from lack, you're functioning from scarcity, you're functioning from not enough. Just exhaling that out of the body and just breathing in abundance and just filling yourself up up with light and filling yourself up with abundance and filling yourself up with light and filling yourself up with abundance. And just bringing yourself back into the room, placing your feet nice and flat on the floor and just taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. And with that, I want to thank my guest today, Katie Campbell, for sharing such great information. And I want to thank you all for tuning into Truth Talk. I always love hearing from my audience. If you comment on the show or would like to introduce yourself, you can send me a note on the contact page of my website at deboraacker.com. And there you can also sign up for my complimentary pattern identifying discovery session, as well as my free Living in Your Truth guide. And next week on Truth Talk, we'll have Courtney Sunday speaking about becoming flexible in your mind and how to use yoga philosophy to get closer to who you are meant to be in any given moment. In the meantime, I hope you have a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for listening to Truth Talk Radio with your host, Deb Acker. Tune into Truth Talk Radio every Wednesday at 3 Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com and experience the truth of who you are and who you came here to be. Each week, Deb interviews an inspiring guest and illuminates the truth to a wide range of topics, including love, life, purpose, career, consciousness, and abundance. Welcome to the world of infinite possibilities. For more information about Deb, including how to contact or work with her, visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com. Look forward to seeing you next week for more Truth Talk Radio.